So I want to do another devlog for SF Metroidvania Toolkit. I want to show what I've done in the last couple weeks since last video, and also mention a few things that will be coming to it. So since last time I've showed off the SF Metroidvania Toolkit, I've actually simplified the code a lot. So basically before, if you wanted the dialogue graph system, and actually be able to use it, you had to actually install another package, the SF dialog graph, or if you want to use like SF UI elements for like easier like UI elements tooling and also easier UI editor kind of helper extensions, you had to install that separately. So I merged SF UI elements into SF core, and also SF utilities is also a part of SF core now. So SF core also has both what was originally in it. Now it also has UI elements and utilities, so you don't have to worry about like having those other packages. It just simplifies the process, so less things that people have to worry about, like setting up. Same thing with Metroidvania. There's now a SF dialog sub package, and also there's a dedicated SF low-level physics sub package. Do you know this is for general low-level physics API, so like the custom components I have, like SF tile shape and stuff like that. And it'll basically be where I have like a lot of the core tools for like low-level physics. So that simplifies that process a lot. I've also got it where I made it where you can actually get oh man, I wasn't wanting to show that yet, but hey, we'll talk about that in a second. But I was also wanting to say I created some helper methods where you can actually get components from physics shapes and physics bodies. So physics shapes and physics bodies in low-level physics are technically structs. They're not actually classes, and they're not actually attached to a game object. So I actually added custom functionality, so you can literally use a custom get component on physics shape on physics body. So I actually even have it where you can even do it inside like on trigger begin events, so you can actually get like components specifically on like the visiting physics shape, and you can also get the get components on like the physics shape that's actually being triggered or interacted. So I actually created a couple different things. You'll notice here that there's a get callback component on visitor and then try get component. This specific one is getting the callback target of like a physics shape. So if I actually go to like the FF shape component, if I actually go to like physics shape, there's actually a callback target. And we're going to go down here. There's actually a callback target. So what it is I'm actually able to get the callback target, and I can actually check to see if it's a component, and it basically returns that. And then from there you can do like the normal like try get component on game objects and stuff. And I even got some safety stuff because do note physics shape, you'll notice it's a lowercase object, not a unity object. So it can literally be anything. Anything can be a callback target in code. So the extra methods I add also make sure that whatever you're trying to get component from can actually be a type component. So that works for trigger events, works for physics shapes, physics bodies, stuff like that. So I added helper methods to like that, and it has significantly cleaned up code. I've also improved a lot of like the data editor like code and like style sheets. So like I removed maybe 20% of styles because I managed to actually improve the USS styling on it. It should look the same, but it's just a lot cleaner and takes a lot less code to actually get the functionality working. Also, we now have the hazard script again, so you can actually create like spikes and stuff, or like asset pitfalls to actually damage. I've currently working on updating the attack system, and also creating the SF physics manager as well. The SF physics manager is basically a class that allows me to like allows people like choose if they want to enable and disable like certain debug systems. So like you can choose if you want to disable like the debugging for console log, or if you want to disable the rendering debugging. So like you'll see the lines in the box outline stuff here. That's like the debug rendering. If you're wondering about the console stuff, so if I actually go to like SF physics shape, there's actually a specific method for actual like debug physics. If I actually go here, you can actually write your own custom like debugging. If you want to create your own like custom physics component, you just override debug physics extra and you put whatever you want there. And there's also a lot of like built-in like debug things. That way, like if you're trying to figure out like, hey, this is not working, there's a good chance that if it's not working, the debug statement will actually catch it for you. So yeah, that's basically what that is. So basically system to improve upon debugging. Also, I don't have the editor for it. That's what I'm going to be making today, but I actually got camera bounds working in without Cinemachine's Confiner 2D, because that actually requires like the legacy physics. So if I actually like leave play mode here, and if I actually go to like the player camera, there is like Confiner 2D. But the thing is, this actually requires like low physics. I actually do have a new tool for it called like Cinemachine Rectangle Confiner 2D, and it actually does the same thing as Unity's Cinemachine Confiner 2D, but it doesn't require a box collider, because the entire point of me doing this package is to not use colliders or rigid bodies. It's to use the low physics. So this component basically replaces Cinemachine Confiner 2D, so I could just use this. So rooms can have like the camera locked into it again now. I still need to make editor so you can easily like resize it and choose like the boundaries and stuff. And at the current moment, I only have like a box shape supported. I will be adding more. Another thing is a side effect of me doing all the like general foundation changes for like the assemblies and stuff. It actually allows you to do boredom Metroidvanias. I'm going to release this as a separate package. I accidentally clicked this earlier, but because I actually separated like the SF low physics into its own like little sub package, it allows me to do stuff like this. I actually have a top-down toolkit in the works. It literally uses probably 90% of the same code. If you notice here, player controller body 2D, if I actually go into this real quick, and if I actually click play, you'll see that on my player, it'll also have the same component, player body 2D. And you'll notice that most of it is the same thing. So here, I think I need to rename this one, because I'm actually going to be trying to, or rename the other one. I'm going to make them match because they're not currently matching. And I also got to add the icon, but you'll notice like SF rectangle shape, same stuff. Player controller body, it's literally the player controller. I just need to rename it. I'm going to remove the body, but it shares most of the same logic. So side effect of me basically like moving the SF low physics and the other stuff into like sub packages, it allowed me to just drag it into another project, and instead of doing a platformer, do a top-down system. And just for anybody wondering, like I was gonna redo Oracle of Seasons. Some people probably seen my stream where I've been actually doing that. It's a fun fact. Like I already have it where like for example, you can have like following companions. I just have this. And this following companion thing also works in Metroidvania. I actually have a bat that you can summon. So I actually have like a little like purple bat you can actually summon in this project. And you can actually have him just like follow the player around. I'm just dragging him in here, so it's obviously not going to work like the greatest since I just like drag his butt in there. But yeah. Oh, right. I actually added some checks. Yeah. So we have like a little bat companion. He'll just follow you and so forth. So most of the things I'm doing for the Metroidvania toolkit will literally work for the top-down toolkit. So as I update one, the other one will get updated, and you'll be able to, if you're used to the API of one project, you'll be able to use it on the other one, because they use 90% of the same code. This is also why it took so long to create these packages. I was trying to make a general system where I could just create multiple types of games. Yeah. But anyways, that's all for this video. It's getting almost 10 minutes. I just want to share this, show it off, and be like, hey, I'm almost done with Alpha 7. Once Alpha 7 is done, I'm going to just put a link on my YouTube channel. That way people can actually start seeing it from my YouTube channel. There was honestly like stuff I want to fix before sharing it on YouTube, or like the actual like link to the GitHub on YouTube, because I knew I was going to be doing a lot of breaking changes. There's still going to be breaking changes from like Alpha 7 to Alpha 10. There will be breaking changes. After that, there'll be a lot less breaking changes though, because after Alpha 10, it's mostly just new features instead of like updating current features. But I'm going to call it, I just want to show this off. Oh, if anybody has like feature requests they want for top-down or Metroidvania, go ahead and tell me. Thank you all for watching. You guys have a wonderful weekend and week or whatever time it is whenever you see this video. Take it easy, everyone.